In this video, we are going to take a closer look into some of the untold sides of Chester Bennington's life that a lot of fans never ever notice. So stay tuned while we take you through the journey of Chester's life. At around 9 am on July 28, 2017, a shocking news came that left all Linkin Park fans around the globe and the whole music industry heartbroken.
The hopelessness, the change of behavior, isolation, that was all part of our daily life.
Chester had killed himself. He had taken his life at his home in California. He was just 41 years old.
This was not a time where any of our families suspected this to happen.
The Grammy Award winner was a father of 6 and was believed to have been suffering from his own personal struggles. If you listen to his songs like Heavy and watch some of his interviews, they very well reflect the struggles he was going through in his life.
This is like a bad neighborhood, you know what I mean? And I should not go walking alone. And most of my problems are always problems that I cause myself.
Chester Bennington was most popularly known as the lead vocalist of the famous band Linkin Park, which is one of the most famous bands in the history of music industry. Before moving on, let me thank all of you for appreciating the content on this channel. I hope you find them valuable. Don't forget to subscribe and watch more of our videos. Even after so much fame, why was Chester's thought pattern so self-destructive? Let's take a closer look at different phases of his life. Number 1. Sexual abuse and painful childhood. Chester was born on March 28, 1976 in Phoenix, Arizona. His mother was a nurse, while his father was a police detective who worked on child sexual abuse cases. Bennington was a victim of sexual abuse from an older male friend when he was just 7 years old. It was a very painful time in Chester's life because he was afraid to ask for any help, thinking what would people say. This continued until he was 13 years old when he finally revealed the abuser's identity to his father. Bennington's parents got divorced when he was 11 years old. The sexual abuse and his situations at home affected him so much that he felt the urge to run away and kill people.
I don't like doing anything anymore. Like, nothing makes me happy. I don't like anyone. I even told one of my therapists at one point, I said, I just don't want to feel anything. I kind of envy sociopaths because they don't have to worry about ever feeling shit. I kind of want that.
To comfort himself, he drew pictures and wrote poetry and songs. After the divorce, Bennington's father gained custody of him. Bennington soon started abusing alcohol, marijuana, opium, cocaine, meth, and LSD. In an interview, he mentioned that he was physically bullied in high school. I was knocked around like a rag doll at school for being skinny and looking different. I was never invited to any parties. Due to the painful time he went throughout his childhood and teenage, he started having self-doubts and low confidence. To escape all this, he chose drugs and alcohol. At the age of 17, Bennington moved in with his mother. He was banned from leaving the house for a time when his mother discovered his drug activity. He mentioned once that his mother helped him a lot in getting rid of his drug habits. He soon started working at Burger King. Number 2. Music, fame, and success. Bennington initially began singing with a band called Sean Dowdle and his friends, and together they released a 3-track cassette in 1993. Dowdle and Bennington later went on to form a new band called Grey Days, which was a post-grunge band from Phoenix, Arizona. The band recorded a demo in 1993 and 2 albums, Wake Me in 1994 and No Sun Today in 1997. Bennington separated from Grey Days in 1998. Bennington had almost quit his musical career altogether. But then, Jeff Blue, the vice president of artists at Zomba Music in Los Angeles, offered him an audition with the members of Linkin Park, which was earlier known as Zero. Bennington quit his day job at digital services firm. He took his family to California and had a successful audition with Linkin Park. He recorded the song for his audition in just one day, missing his own birthday celebration in the process. Bennington and Mike Shinoda, the band's other vocalist, made a significant progress together, but they failed to find a record deal. After facing several rejections, Jeff Blue, who is currently the vice president of artists at Warner Bros., helped the band sign the Warner Bros. Records. On October 24 in 2000, Linkin Park released their debut album Hybrid Theory through Warner Bros. Records. Bennington and Shinoda wrote the lyrics to Hybrid Theory based on some early material they worked on. The album sold 10 million copies worldwide and was a huge hit. Chester's life changed overnight. Songs like In the End are still very popular amongst all fans. The band's second album, Meteora, reached number 1 on Billboard 200 album chart. So did its third album, Minutes to Midnight. By far, Linkin Park has sold more than 100 million albums worldwide. The band has won 2 Grammys, 4 MTV Video Music Awards, 6 American Music Awards, and 3 World Music Awards. In 2003, Linkin Park was named the 6th greatest band of the music video era and the 3rd best of the new millennium. Billboard ranked Linkin Park number 19 on the Best Artist of the Decade chart. In 2012, the band was voted as the greatest artist of the 2000s in a Bracket Madness poll on VH1. Apart from Linkin Park, Chester also worked on some of the other projects in his career, like Stone Temple Pilots and Dead by Sunrise. Number 3. The Cyber Stalker. A time came when Chester's fan following increased to a point where people started getting crazy about him, and some even started stalking his life. In 2006, Bennington and his second wife Telinda were terrorized by a female cyber stalker who threatened them by calling at random hours saying, "I know where your kids are, and I have complete control of your lives." Chester got very scared. This continued for a whole year. The stalker was later found out to be a woman named Devon Townsend, 28, who was an obsessive Linkin Park fan and kept calling Chester for a year until she was caught. She had hundreds of private photos of Bennington with his wife and kids at her home. Number 4. Inner Demons, Depression, Drugs.
The punchline of Heavy is, if I could just let go, I'd be set free. Like, I found that for me, most of my suffering is self-inflicted. No one can make you feel anything. It's what you think about internally that makes you feel things. Like, you are the only person that makes you feel anything.
Despite a huge success, Chester was not able to cope with his inner demons and dark sides. Bennington once described the songwriting experience to Rolling Stone magazine in early 2002 by saying, "It's easy to fall into that thing, poor, poor me. That's where songs like Crawling come from. I can't take myself. But that song is about taking responsibility for your actions. I don't say you at any point. It's about how I am the reason that I feel this way. There's something inside me that pulls me down." He resorted time and again to drug addictions to find an escape from his dark thoughts. His drug addictions got so bad that finally his band intervened, and then Bennington got back to the right track and started putting his focus back to the music. Number 5. Charity work. While Linkin Park songs were mostly focused on the vulnerable sides of life, they in real life did a lot to improve the lives of others. In January 2011 interview, in response to the Tucson shooting, Bennington said, "There's a non-violent way to express yourself and get your point across, regardless of what you're saying or what your point is. In a free society, people have a right to believe whatever they want to believe. That's their business and they can speak their mind. But nobody, even in a free society, has the right to take another person's life, ever. That's something that we really need to move beyond." Music Cares Map Fund was a project where Chester helped recover the addicts and save their lives because he himself struggled through addictions for years. In 2013, he was awarded the Stevie Ray Vaughan Award for his charity work. Number 6. Cornell's suicide. Bennington committed suicide on a day what would have been Chris Cornell's 53rd birthday. Cornell's death was also ruled as suicide by hanging 2 months earlier. Bennington and Cornell were great friends. On Cornell's death, Bennington wrote on Instagram, "I can't imagine a world without you in it." Both of them took their lives the same way. Shinoda mentioned that Bennington was very emotional when Linkin Park performed One More Light in Cornell's honor on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and could not even finish singing the song because he started getting choked up during both the rehearsal and the live performance. The band was to give a live performance of the single Heavy on the show, but decided instead to play One More Light after hearing the news about Cornell's death, because the song is about the loss of a friend.
We were going to come out and play Heavy first, but in light of our dear friend Chris Cornell passing away, we decided to play our song One More Light in honor of him.
Bennington sang Leonard Cohen's song Hallelujah at Cornell's funeral. He was also the godfather of Cornell's son Christopher. So we have seen that even after suffering through depression, self-doubts, drug addiction, Bennington still left us with some of the most inspiring songs that have helped a lot of us get through the dark and vulnerable times in life. His songs were mostly focused on humanity and vulnerable human minds that came directly from his heart. He will always remain in our hearts and prayers. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and find more stories.